All right, today we are diving into the simplest strategies behind gym businesses that scale and last. This is a fantastic white paper by the gym business expert jthomas, and we're going to get right to the good stuff, the core principles that really separate the gyms that thrive from the ones that are just, getting by.
You know, this quote from Jim Thomas just nails it, right? It's so true. Anyone can get that New Year's rush that, let's be honest, fizzles out by March. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about building a durable, dominant business that lasts. That's the real prize, and in this explainer, we're laying out the blueprint to get there.
Welcome to the Gym Explainer, powered by MaxMembers.ai. And a big welcome to all of our listeners out there, all you gym owners, operators, managers, salespeople, entrepreneurs, and personal trainers. Our goal here is to give you some really actionable insights. Oh, and for those of you looking to open a new gym, maybe acquire one, or even if you just need some working capital, we can help with funding options up to $500K. Best part? It's unsecured, with no restrictions on use. You can check that out at fmconsulting.net. Okay, so here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll talk about that crucial mindset shift from just surviving to actually scaling. Then we'll dive into what we call the member-centric engine. After that, it's your growth accelerators, building an unstoppable system, and finally, a clear action plan to put it all together. Let's jump in. First up, adopting a long-term vision. And I got to tell you, this is the absolute foundation. Seriously, without this shift in how you see your business, every other strategy is just a Band-Aid. We're talking about building a real asset, not just creating a job for yourself.
This chart right here, it perfectly shows the two worlds a gym owner can live in. On the left, you've got that day-to-day hamster wheel, constantly putting out fires, chasing the next small win. That's where most gyms get stuck. But on the right, that's where the magic happens. That's the long-term vision, thinking in years, not weeks, and building for sustainable, predictable growth. That's the mindset that scales.
So how do you actually build that long-term vision? Well, it really boils down to three key investments. First, deep market research. You've got to know your member better than anyone else. Second, scalable tech. Let automation do the heavy lifting so your staff doesn't have to. And third, and this is a big one, investing in the right people. You simply cannot scale alone. These are the pillars that hold up real, lasting growth.
And that brings us to our second key area, building a member-centric engine. So many gyms get this wrong. They think they're in the business of selling access to treadmills and weights, but the most successful gyms, they know they're selling something way more powerful.
It all starts with this one question, and I want you to really think about this for your own business. What is the deep, burning problem that your ideal member is trying to solve? Because I can guarantee you the answer is not, I need access to a leg press machine.
See, the real problems are emotional. People feel lost. They can't stay consistent. They're dying for someone to hold them accountable. They want their confidence back. They need a community. Once you understand these true pain points, you can completely change your entire approach to everything: marketing, sales, you name it.
So the huge takeaway here is this. You are not selling a membership card. You're selling confidence. You're selling energy, discipline, community. You are selling a transformation. Honestly, this is probably the most important mental shift any gym owner can make.
Okay, so you know what you're selling, transformation. The next question is, how do you sell it? And that brings us to your growth accelerators, the smart sales and marketing systems that create predictable growth.
Modern gym sales really comes down to three things. One, sell the outcome. Focus on their goal of losing 20 pounds, not your monthly price. Two, and listen up, this is huge, follow up like your business depends on it. The source says 92% of sales happen after the fifth contact, but most gyms give up after one or two. That's a massive opportunity. And finally, number three, remove all the friction. Make it insanely easy for people to buy. This quote just captures the whole idea perfectly. A random Facebook post here and there is not a strategy. The gyms that are really crushing it build a multi-channel marketing system, a machine where every single piece works together. That system usually starts with paid channels, things like Facebook, Instagram, and Google Ads. The goal here is simple: create predictable lead flow. This is how you turn on the faucet and get a consistent stream of potential new members walking through the door. Next, you layer on your organic channels. This is your short-form video, your client testimonials, your email newsletters. This stuff isn't about getting a lead today. It's about building trust and authority over time. It's how you create a brand people actually want to be a part of. And finally,
You amplify everything with local partnerships. Teaming up with doctors, local businesses, or sponsoring community events, this stuff gives you instant credibility. It gets you in front of new audiences, often for a fraction of what you'd spend on ads.
So you've got the vision, you've got the growth engines humming. Now let's talk about the internal infrastructure that makes it all run smoothly. This part is all about building an unstoppable system with the right people, the right tech, and a culture that's ready to adapt.
Let's be crystal clear on this. If you're still thinking of technology as something you'll get around to later, you are already falling behind. Technology is the great multiplier. It lets a small team get incredible results. It's not optional anymore, it's essential. Right now.
And here's a quick breakdown of how the best gyms are using it. First, they automate all the repetitive stuff, lead follow-up, billing, you name it. Second, they measure the metrics that actually matter, like cost per acquisition and lifetime value. They know their numbers cold. And third, they enhance the member experience with things like apps and progress tracking. Technology should make everything better.
But remember, tech is just a tool. It makes a good team great, but it can't fix a bad one. This is so critical. Scaling is a team sport. I don't care how talented you are as an owner, a gym with the wrong team will always hit a ceiling.
Okay, let's bring this all home and put it into a final action plan. We've talked mindset, member focus, growth systems, and the internal engine. So, how do you make it real? How do you become truly unstoppable?
This is the ultimate takeaway. The gyms that last aren't just getting lucky. They're not having one great month. They are executing on a system, day in and day out, at a higher level than everyone else. Success isn't a moment, it's the system you build. So the only real question left is, are you building yours?
Now, if you need some help building these systems, training your team, or even getting financing, Jim Thomas is the expert who can guide you. You can reach him directly at 214-629-7223, or you can shoot him an email at jthomas@fmconsulting.net. And a huge thank you to our sponsor, Gym Business Manager. It really is the best software to run your gym. Make sure you check them out at gymbusinessmanager.com to see how they can help you implement these exact systems. And that's all for this explainer. Thanks for tuning in.